On today's show, we're talking about the Prouty Community Walk, which is coming up here in southern New Hampshire. The money raised directly supports patients and their families who are being cared for at Dartmouth Cancer Center locations. That includes everyday necessities like food and gas cards.
From WMUR News 9, this is Heart of New Hampshire.
Joining us this morning is Patrick McBride, who is Friends of Dartmouth Cancer Center Director, and Brianna Power, a cancer survivor who was treated at the Manchester Center. Thank you both so much for being with us this morning. So, Pat, the Prouty is a big weekend event in the Upper Valley that's held every summer. Why was it important to add a walk in the southern part of the state?
Yeah, so this is the second year of the Southern New Hampshire Walk, and it was really important that we bring the spirit of the Prouty to the communities that the Dartmouth Cancer Center serves. The Dartmouth Cancer Center serves and treats patients, throughout New Hampshire. So this is really a great opportunity to bring that spirit to Manchester and Nashua, and to have an opportunity to raise critical funds for the cancer centers in this area.
Brianna, can you tell us a little bit about your cancer journey and yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So I was diagnosed February of 2025 with stage 2 breast cancer, and I went through treatment throughout 2025, and I'm on the other side of it now, just doing the longer term maintenance that I'll maintain to keep my survivorship in place. And the whole diagnosis was obviously really scary back when I first heard the news. And then on the flip side of it, I was also like, how am I going to deal with the time commitment and all of that on top of having 2 kids. My kids were 4 and 6 at the time, and having to work full time, and my husband works full time. I'm like, how can I fit all of this in? So what I came to learn over time was that the cancer centers, Manchester, specifically last year, and now I utilize the Nashua clinic for my treatment now. They were really great with just making everything so smooth and kind of supporting me throughout the whole thing. So I never had a point where I was wondering what's the next step for me? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I missing something or any of that? They were just really so great with the consistency and the timeliness of everything, and just providing all of that support. So the amount of benefit that I received just from being fortunate enough to be placed in the Dartmouth Cancer Center, and being able to tap into those resources, I was just really lucky to be able to utilize that.
And you took part in the walk last year as well. What was that like for you and your family?
It was great. I think the biggest thing that my family really benefited from was throughout all of my treatment, there's all of this stuff that my kids are seeing happen, but they don't understand it, right? And we can only explain it to a certain extent. And we found little ways to get them involved. They had a chance to cut my hair when it started falling out, and they would help take care of me when I was recovering from surgeries and stuff like that. But the walk was really their opportunity to get involved in the actual cancer center. So they got to see where I was going for my treatments. They got to meet some of my nurses, and then they got to do the walk, and they helped to raise money and everything. So I feel that was a really good way for them and my extended family. I had a pretty big group of friends and family who jumped in to help raise money and then to do the walk with us. And I think it was a nice way to have them see what the experience was that was really taking over my life at the time. So it was great, and I think it's just a really good way to draw attention to the enormous scope of resources that the Southern clinics have for patients.
And Pat, talk about some of those resources. The money from this walk stays right here in southern New Hampshire, right? So where's the money going?
Absolutely. So that's the really nice part of this, is that the money that we raise does stay, and it's at the disposal of the clinics in Manchester and Nashua. The money is additive, so these are resources that are available for a lot of the extras that Brianna was talking about, things that that we want to provide along the cancer journey to make the experience more comfortable and easier for families and the patients themselves. So things like clinical trials and cancer research. Those are certainly big pieces of it. But the patient services piece is, I think, the one that's most meaningful for those going through. So whether it's gas cards to get to and from treatment, food resources, mental health services for patients and their caregivers, those are the type of things that I think help the Dartmouth Cancer Center elevate the experience and elevate the treatment that we can provide to families and patients that utilize the clinics.
And as a patient, I mean, can you speak to how helpful those things are?
I can. And honestly, I think a lot of the resources, I am in a fortunate enough situation where I didn't need to utilize them. But what I often thought to myself throughout my treatment was, I can't imagine being in a situation where I didn't have those resources available. And like, how would you be able to navigate treatment if you didn't have reliable transportation? There's so many appointments and it takes up so much time. So I definitely had this feeling throughout my treatment of like, oh, well, at least because I'm the one with this diagnosis, I have the ability to navigate these things with the resources that I have in place. And, during things like my chemo and stuff, I had a chance to meet with the dietitian. I had a chance to meet with the social worker. I've reached out to them since with different questions, and it's all right there at each of the clinics. So if I'm in Manchester, I know where they are located. I know how to reach them, and the same with Nashua. So there's a lot of benefit depending on, I think, the level of need you have going into all of it.
And just to wrap up, why is it so important to highlight this in the community and to build a community like this?
Well, I'll say the true spirit of the Prouty is neighbors helping neighbors. And there's no better reflection of that than what happens at these community walks. It's the community coming together to raise money, to support the patients, to support their neighbors. Everyone, whether it's directly or indirectly, is affected by cancer in some way. And this is really a day of celebration, but also a day to raise resources to support the people that are going through it and to make the journey less lonely and less impactful on your day-to-day life.
Thank you both so much for being with us this morning. And you can find more information about this walk and the Prouty on the Dartmouth Hitchcock website.